When a man preserves the seed energy inside himself, he realizes his true potential. A man achieves self-sufficiency when he avoids the conveniences of modern society and instead accepts obstacles in his path, like resisting his impulses, taking cold showers, intermittent fasting, and voluntary celibacy. He has to learn to rely only on himself, so he is no longer dependent on others. A man's body and psyche change after he has mastered self-sufficiency and entered self-management mode. A guy who engages in seed retention repairs the androgen receptors in his brain, which causes his body to create more testosterone. His confidence grows as he begins to feel more manly. His hair also becomes better, and his skin starts to shine. He feels more confident and energized. His entire outlook on life changes, and he starts to function considerably better. But how can a guy get such strength? How can he become self-sufficient so he can reap all the benefits? A man does all of this by engaging in seed retention. The masculine energy, that is your seed, doesn't go down the drain when you practice seed retention and instead provides you with strength you need to achieve self-sufficiency. A man who practices seed retention is superior to all other stimps and beta men because he is driven by his goals and is ambitious. You have all you need to excel beyond the competition if you retain your seed. Your body's testosterone levels begin to normalize when your androgen receptors return to normal following retention. Did you know that males in the past had testosterone levels far above 1100? If you're curious, the typical man's testosterone levels in modern society ranges from 300 to 900. That's because modern men no longer feel the urge to better themselves because of how overstimulating society has become for them. But as you continue to use seed retention, both your androgen receptors and your testosterone levels will return to normal. Your muscles will get stronger as your testosterone levels rise. Compared to before you become a retainer, you'll find it simpler to gain muscle. The restored neurons and receptors will also help you to begin feeling more self-assured. Additionally, seed retention has a major healing impact because in addition to building power, it also helps men return to their natural masculine selves. There are 4 distinct components to the restorative nature of seed retention. Let's talk about them one by one. The first and most obvious one is the physical aspect, so let's talk about that. When we talk about seed retention, we're referring to things like PMO and finding satisfaction from online dirty films. And I'm aware that for the majority of individuals in society, watching dirty content is considerably more common than having close relationships with women. Therefore, PMO is often the main cause of seed energy waste. This addiction is the first thing a guy needs to liberate himself from if he wants to escape the constraints that bind him. There are several reasons why this filthy content is harmful for your health. One of which is that it raises your body's levels of the stress hormone cortisol, which works directly against testosterone. There is less testosterone in your body the more cortisol there is. Additionally, cortisol causes increased lethargic behavior and a lack of self-care. The majority of a human male's energy goes towards creating healthy seed for reproduction. Yet, if he consistently loses seed each day, his body will have to constantly consume nutrients to keep up with the loss. The additional benefit of refraining from PMO is that it will discipline you, as you will need to restrain your impulses, which is one of the most difficult things to accomplish while beginning seed retention. The mental aspect of seed retention is what we'll focus on next. You might become mentally affected by seeing filthy things all the time. When you engulf in degenerative behavior repeatedly, your brain becomes fogged. You become anxious, unhappy, and even less inspired to accomplish anything as a result of this brain fog. Additionally, because of your mind's complacency with what is taking on as a result of your addiction, you are unable to heal yourself. However, you will begin to feel more like yourself as soon as you stop and begin to practice seed retention. You'll notice that your thoughts are a lot clearer, and you'll also experience an uptick in your outlook on life. The online dirty content also has an emotional impact on your mind. Many people use it as a coping technique, like Let's think about a typical teen. Whether he fails an exam, he's dumped, or something negative occurs, he'll cope with that stress by switching on a dirty film. He flees to such content for solace rather of truly dealing with the issue. However, since the tension will return as soon as you're done, this is only a temporary fix. So giving up on this habit is another way to mature from a boy to a man. Because only a mature guy can confront his issues head-on rather than seeking for quick satisfaction. Let's now discuss the spiritual side of seed retention. For a man to achieve greatness, he needs to have a higher purpose in life, something that is greater than this world. But when you engulf in these degenerative acts, you commit the sin of lust. This ruins your relationship with God and drives you further away from the divine. These were only a few of the advantages of seed retention and how you might mend yourself and recapture your previous glory by engaging in seed retention. With that said, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more content like this in the future. Why not like the video too? It will greatly help the channel.